If you're a car enthusiast, looking for the perfect car as a family man or woman can be a very, very difficult decision. But if you want speed, good looks, performance, and you've got nearly 100,000 euros to splash out, look no further. This is the BMW M3 Touring. My name is Johnny and this is JM Car Reviews. We've got this glossy black colour here with this really absolutely gorgeous looking sculpted bonnet with these immensely big grills, which I think look absolutely wicked. And you've got some kind of front lip here. You've got these LED lights. Obviously you can get the DRL sets on it and make them red or yellow or whatever you want. If you come round to the side, huge wheel arches in the back, but normal size wheel arches in the front, but it's a very, very wide car. It gives it that masculine energy. 19-inch alloy rims, which look really, really cool. And along with, if you've got factory wheels, you'll have the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres. Coming around the side, you've got this fake plastic air vent, which is a bit flimsy, but it looks good. You've got these M mirrors, which you can fit your hand through. Gives it a really, really aggressive look. These big side skirts running down the whole side of the car. You've got 20-inch alloy rims on the back with some big brakes to make this car stop, because it is 1,865 kilos heavy. Very big wheel arches, as I've already mentioned. And when you come totally round, you've got this really cool spoiler and a huge back end. It's very, very wide. You've got 4 tailpipes which produce an amazing sound. Nearly my whole hand fits inside them, which is crazy. If you open the boot, which is totally automatic, as you can see, 500 litres of space with the seats up and 1,500 with the seats down. You've also got sun protector to protect your important belongings in the boot. If you close the bonnet, the boot, you can also have quick access to the boot, which is the most practical thing on a BMW, as you can see. This is not automatic, however, you have to close it manually. This car is also equipped with the 50th anniversary BMW logos, which are on the front, the back, and on all 4 of the wheels. However, they did not pay for them on the BMW website. They got them off AliExpress because it's cheaper. And to everybody asking, yes, it works. In the back seats, you've got this lovely kind of tan interior with 2-tone seats, black and tan. You don't have heated seats, which is a bit weird on a car of this price, but I guess they've saved money. You've got these really nice M-stitch seat belts in the front and the back. Easy ISOFIX points for the baby chair. And here you can access the aircon, and you've got 2 USB-C ports. Electric windows that are automatic as well in the front and the back. And some decently sized door bins, as you can see, with room for water bottles and other sorts of things here. And this very nice little compartment where you can't really put anything, but it's nice to have. In the driver's cabin, it is absolutely amazing. I love this steering wheel, which is fully leather with some M stitching on it here. Makes it look so sporty with some carbon fiber accents, carbon fiber look paddles, which work very well. And the steering wheel is so bulky. I love it. I love it so much. Also, you've got this big infotainment screen, iDrive 8, I think it is, where you can configure all sorts of things. You can configure your M1 and M2 button, which I will not show now because I don't want to faff with the kind person's settings. You've got storage space here, which is all carbon round here. Press it, there it is. You've got 2 cup holders, USB port, 12-volt charger, and some wireless charging as well. The gear selector with the little M detailing, a red start-stop button, really cool, and this big classic BMW rolly thing that will help you function this big display. A little annoying thing is that you can only adjust the heating and the aircon on the touchscreen, which I really don't like. It's so much of a faff. Just put some buttons there and it will work the same way. Some little dials showing how much petrol you've got left, the oil temperature, the turbos, and all sorts of useful information that you're going to really like. Automatic and electric windows that you can control from the front. You can also have some seating presets for you and your wife, or you and your kids, or whoever you let drive this car, which for me personally, I wouldn't let anybody drive this car. A nice leather armrest here. The heats are heated and ventilated, which is really good. But again, sadly, it's only operable from the touchscreen, which I don't like. You can move the seats automatically, which is obviously very good. You don't have to faff about with your hands and scratch your knuckles and everything. All very well made. Something that is a bit weird is there's quite a lot of plastic in here, and these grabby handles are really, really cheap feeling, but I guess you had to save some money somewhere against the competitors such as the RS6, which is nearly 30,000 euros more expensive, and you probably do get a lot less plastic in it. The sun visors, quite big. You get a light automatic, very nice. And the horn sounds like this. Also, head-up display, very good, works very well. And if you press this M mode button here, the menu will come up where you can select all the different modes, how you want to drive your car. Electric handbrake, really practical, you don't have to use all your force. Harman Kardon speaker system works really well. You can adjust the volume with this very nice little knobby thing here. Feels very crisp. You've also got carbon accents the whole way through the front. And as I've said, down here on the center console with all of the buttons, which I'm not going to go through. The door bins in the front are the same size as in the back. You've got some degree of ambient lighting or like interior lighting. It's not very good. You can probably see it better in the dark, but right now you can't really see anything. You can change the color of about 10, 12 colors. You've also got parking sensors and cameras throughout the whole of the car. So when you're parking, it shows an image of your car slotting into the parking space because of the cameras on the mirror and the back and by the wheel arches, which is really good and very helpful because it is a big car, a very long car, and you're going to need some help when parking into spaces. Keyless entry is the minimum on a car like this, and again, you have it, which is really good. You've got some controls here on the steering wheel, turn the volume up, you can set the cruise control, it's adaptive, which is very good, and you can set speed limit and all sorts. When you're driving, it will eat about 10 litres per 100 kilometers of fuel if you're driving nicely. If not, it will obviously shoot up into the skies. The indicators feel really good, and I quite like that if you press the indicator or the flash, it will appear on the screen. The high beam works very well, which is definitely important for BMW drivers flashing people off the motorway. If you open the bonnet, absolutely huge. You've got the same engine as in the M3 sedan, a straight six producing 510 horsepower, sending power to all four wheels, meaning it's X-drive, but you can put it in two-wheel drive mode. You've got a K&N air filter, an 8-speed automatic gearbox, and it sounds like this. Crispy! Sitting in the passenger seat of this car, it is so nice. The seats are really good, they really hold you in place. The ride isn't rough at all in comfort mode. In sport mode, it's a little more rough. The suspension is rigid. The throttle response is really, really different in sport mode than in comfort mode. On twisty roads, you cannot feel the weight of it. It is insane how agile it feels, even though it is nearly a 2-ton car. They say the 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 is 3.6 seconds, and I can say from in here, it is definitely that fast. Oh my god! Oh, that is insane! I will not say how fast that was, but it was fast! You can never, ever get bored of that. That is absolutely nuts. And the feeling of you're going so fast and you can't feel it. It doesn't feel like you're going that fast. You just look at the speedometer and you're like, oh my god, that is rapid. It is the fastest car I have ever sat in, and it is an absolute pleasure to be able to video one of these cars and film it and record it, because it is something I will remember for the rest of my life. Cruising on the motorway, going 110, 120 kph, obviously it's very comfortable for the engine, the revs are very low. The only problem that I feel and hear is the tyre noise. The tyre noise is really loud. Obviously, because this is a performance car, it isn't meant to be quiet, but I still think you want it to be a little bit more refined in comfort mode than quiet. but it's very, very, very pleasant to be in, and it's not at all something I'd complain about if I had to go on a long road trip with this car, because it is blowing my mind more and more. City driving is very good. Like, it's the feeling of driving past people and just them getting their phones out to film you. It's so nice. It gives you a really good feeling. Everyone's kind of looking at you when you can hear the pops and bangs out of the exhaust, and I just love it. The ride is good. The suspension isn't amazing, as you would like not expect it to be. It's quite firm, so maybe on really bumpy or potholey roads, if you live around somewhere like that, you wouldn't want that to be an issue. So maybe you should go for the M3 Touring. But it's such a cool car. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. I've unplugged the microphone now, so you can probably hear the interior a little bit better. But it is so cool. Such an amazing car, and I'm seriously so glad I got to review this, and it's a memory that I will definitely hold for the rest of my life. My verdict: it is an absolutely mind-blowing car, and it's been really, really, really well made by BMW. Maybe if you're looking for a more cheap alternative option, you can have a look at the M3 Touring, which is a hell of a lot cheaper and has a bit of a more comfortable ride. But if you have the money to splash, I can definitely recommend this. Thank you so much to Project G81 M3 Touring for lending us this car for the video and driving us about. And if you enjoyed that, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.